Hello, welcome to the When I Have Spare Time podcast. My name is Frank. I'll be sitting here talking to you for a few minutes. As usual, I'm wearing clothes. I'm wearing a Cheryong t-shirt from Twice. I know I wear Korean women on my shirts a lot. I'm also wearing the American flag on my head because I'm an ICE supporter and I want all the illegal aliens on the other side of the wall and on the other side of the ocean and just not in my country. Anyway, Ask Anna, our favorite LOLcow. I haven't reacted to every single video she's made, and because I haven't seen every video she's made. And this video just popped up. Apparently, it's old. It's called How to Identify a Predator, Point of View, a Stripper. Let's see what she has to say. I have not watched this. We are reacting to this at the same time. I'm sure it's good. And I think I mentioned it before. My neighbor is making noise, but that happens because that's what they do. I literally cannot have one peaceful day living where I live. It's either the neighbor to the left with the power tools and the partying and the drinking. Got the neighbor to the right with the loud music. You got the neighbor to the back with the friggin' chickens. It's too much. Anyway, let's see what she has to say. How to identify a predator? A predator.
Ask Anna. Today I'm going to talk about how to identify a predator. I'm a dancer. I think I've been in 6 different clubs, so I have a lot of experience with.
You're a whore. You're not a dancer. You're a whore. A stripper. A sex worker. The type of work that would attract a predator. Just remember, people. If you are a stripper, a OnlyFans girl, a prostitute, do you think you're going to attract upstanding citizens? No.
Predatory men, and I'm going to be specifically talking about the behavior that men will exhibit when they're trying to get sexual favors from women.
Every man that she encounters is getting a sexual favor from her. Right? Isn't paying a stripper to give you a lap dance a sexual favor? Okay.
Reaper's not here today,
Don't give a fuck.
unfortunately. Well, I mean, he's here, but he's not in my
Don't
car
care.
with me.
Don't care.
He'll be in the next one.
Okay.
So first, I'm going to talk about the type of person that I've experienced that is a predator. I think there's 2 categories. You have the person that does not have money, or he's like a really street guy and he's trying to hustle women, and he'll have the whole like pimp thing going on, but that person doesn't.
What? I thought pimps had money. Oh, that's funny. Okay. So, broke street pimp.
Have money. Then you'll have the other person that has so much money to where they're just bored and they just want to use people, and they've gotten so much power that like the only fun thing for them is to be domineering over women.
Okay.
And abusive.
Sure.
So those are going to be like your 2 types of person. Now we're going to talk about the 2 types of ways.
Now, what I think that is just the average person that goes to a strip club. Because I used to work next to a strip club, and seeing the clients go in, and I'm just judging the book by its cover, but they didn't look like the type of guys I would want to, I don't know, like watch my kid for 20 minutes as I had to make a stop at the store. I don't know, like you're just not going to encounter reputable people in this line of work. Now, it'd be different if she was like a nurse. I don't know, but this is why stupid people giving advice is just so weird because it's all bad.
I have my little notes here. I've been doing the
Looks like a
like pastel
5-year-old wrote it.
paper, and I've really really liked it. I would say that like the two strategies, you either have like the brute person who just takes what they want, like it's very just everything is aggressive. Like you can tell who these people are by how they interact with other people. Like, and they're gonna openly show disrespect towards you. Like,
You're a stripper. Who's who's respecting you? I just can't picture a group of guys going to a strip club and go, I'm gonna show this woman some respect. I really respect that hoe on the stage. I don't get it. I don't get it.
there's gonna be no hiding of them. They're just gonna be loud, obnoxious, and they're gonna like, especially if they're like a pimp type of guy, they're gonna talk about the money a lot, and they're gonna be very flashy. The rich men aren't flashy at all, but the at least the rich predators. But the
Now, what I have noticed is that like real rich people, by looking at them, you can't tell they're rich because they don't spend their money on whatever $2,000 shoes, bling. They just kind of, they dress like Keanu Reeves. They just normal, just like a regular guy. And then the poor people, the people without money, are dressed like, a mumble rapper, basically.
yeah, the street guy, he'll be really flashy. He'll talk about how he can change your life. And another strategy too that both of them use is they'll talk about the girls that they've been with before, like the girls that they have tricked into doing whatever they want, and they'll show you pictures. They'll tell you all about their escapades with them. But yeah, and the brute man, like he will neg you. He will pick at the things that aren't good enough in their opinion. Like there's this one man who I know he was a pimp, and I met him. It was crazy. I met him at a restaurant,
Sure.
and we had a conversation for a while.
Don't believe you.
And I told him where I worked, and he ended up showing up there. And
Shocking.
he, at the time, I had my red hair, and I still had my red nails, and he was just picking at all the things that weren't good enough about me, telling me.
Now, this is not the first time we have heard her talk about a client that would tell her, whatever, your hair is not good enough, your nails aren't good enough. And I know, it's just that I just don't believe her. Like, if you're paying for, because I'm assuming you're having this conversation when you're getting a lap dance. If I'm getting a lap dance, I'm not talking to the girl. I'm just enjoying the sight, I guess. I'm not having a conversation to try to, put this person down. And, women on the internet, when they talk about men, it's usually bad. And it's usually made up bullshit. It's whatever.
Me that I needed to go blonde, telling me that I needed like the French tip nails, which fuck the French tip nails. I love my red nails.
Yeah, but the French tip nails are better. And you do look better with blonde hair. Yeah, see, just because someone says something that you don't like doesn't mean you're being attacked. And if you can't take criticism, then you shouldn't be in the entertainment business. Because even though she's a sex worker, it is the entertainment section of the sex worker, whatever. Like, what do you call I guess the sex industry? Yeah, so like she's in the entertainment part of the sex industry. And so, like I'm a guitarist, so it's okay if someone goes, "Hey, that sucked," maybe play G minor right there instead of whatever. You know what I'm saying? So I just think it's I can't or she can't take criticism. It's the I can't take criticism mentality, and so if it's something you don't like, you being attacked. And I think most of these men that she's encountering are just treating her like a whore, and so you don't give respect to a whore. You just want to cut all the bullshit and just have sex. Women like money. You flash the money, and so you're that it just cuts to the chase. And so I just think she doesn't understand. If she had a different job, a different line of work, imagine you meet a guy and he asks you what you do for a living, and you go, oh yeah, I work at McDonald's. Okay, well there's a big difference between, yeah, I'm a stripper. The girl that works at McDonald's is going to get a completely different reaction from the girl that works as a stripper. The girl at McDonald's is going to be treated with respect because she's just like a regular chick. Regular chicks, you know, kind of, you know, they want to be treated normal, respect, whatever, But if it's a hoe, no, she just doesn't get it.
But he was just negging into all these things, and then telling me about the money, and then showing me his baby mama, his past girlfriends, and how he's changed their lives, the things that he's gotten for them. But I mean, he didn't. Like, he still had street money, like, he was fine. But then
Street
you'll get
money.
people that are just broke, and that are scammers, and that want to start from the bottom and try to pimp girls out because they think it's an easy way to get money. But those are like the brute people. And that's a very fast process. And it's not planned. Like, those people will see an opportunity. I think, too, sometimes people are predators by accident. Like, it's still a part of who they are, but
Yeah.
it'll be like a one-time thing. Like, they will have taken advantage of somebody before, but it'll be like they see an opportunity, like it's unplanned. Versus you have these other situations, like the pimp situations, where it is planned and they're actively looking for victims. For example, there was this past week, I met this man and I sat on him.
Who starts? What the fuck? Last week I met this man and I sat on him. What the fuck, dude? Oh god. And you wonder why he didn't respect you. I don't know. Like I don't think I've ever. I'm trying to think. I don't think I've ever met a woman and then she immediately sat on me. And I'm not counting being drunk at a party. Like I don't remember ever meeting a woman in a normal situation. Yeah. Okay.
For it must have been 2 hours, and he was a great conversationalist. He had all this money. He told me he had was a retired drug dealer and he was an engineer now.
What?
Until the very end, when he was drunk enough. And his whole objective, too, was to find a girl that day that was going to hang out with him because he was lonely and he was visiting in town. And he showed me, the women before me. He, showed me their transformation, how much prettier he made them, how he took them out of the club, how he made their lives so much better. When honestly, a man who cheats like that, I don't care how much money he has, that is just a fucking headache.
Or dating a stripper is a fucking headache. You're no prize, honey. You're a stripper. You have to be a cuck to want a stripper as a girlfriend, or you have to have no respect for women in general, because it's like every woman is just, a life support system for a vagina. So in that case, you don't care either if she's a stripper. But yeah.
I wouldn't want to deal with that man. What else was I going to say about him? Oh, so it wasn't until the very last part of it, and he just flips a switch, and then I started getting all nervous, and And that's the other thing too. Like when I get butterflies, I know that person's bad, but sometimes it takes a while for it to hit, and then it's kind of weird too because I still have some attraction when that happens because I was just raised around a lot of that and then used to just the aggressiveness. So
So you were raised around pimps who later turned their life around and became engineers?
it's been harder for me in the past to distinguish if I'm attracted to the person or if the person is actually just what I'm used to.
We've seen enough of her videos to know that she's attracted to money. We have seen enough videos that we know, okay? Because she associates men with money, and that's she's made that clear. But then when she gives advice, she tries to not make that clear. And I probably wasn't even clear.
And now I'm a lot better at that. I run when I get nervous. But this man just this flip switched and he just started like talking in all this like drug language and telling me how much he loved coke and how he was never going to leave the life, and he showed me his
Wait, I I think she's talking about me. I was at the club Tuesday.
arm too. He had like 6 different faces of famous drug dealers tattooed on his arm.
I
And
don't
he was
believe
like,
that.
"Oh, I didn't quit. Like,
I
I
don't
don't know
believe
you. Why
that.
would I tell you?"
I don't believe that at all.
That was scary.
Sure. Sure it
Predator.
was. Sure it was.
That's the other thing too. He falls into the category of somebody who is the charmer. So you have the brute and then you have the charmer.
He falls into the category of someone I just made up to make a YouTube video.
The charmer guy, it's more of like a long-term kind of seduction with them. Like they're going to study you, they're going to bribe you, whether it be money, fame, mostly improvement of life. Like they always go for the improvement of life and they try to like pick at your life and then
But wait, you just described the street pimp as a guy that's going to improve your life, but now the charmer does the same thing. Okay.
and tell you where it's not good enough. So example for me being a dancer, it's always like, "Oh, I'm going to take you away from this." And they're going to sell you dreams. But this one's going to take time. And you know, everybody has their motives, and it's okay to have motives. There's nothing.
She's going to be 35 years old making the same videos, talking about some man said, I'm going to take you away from this. I bet you. Granted, I hope we're not still reacting to her 12 years from now, but anyway.
Wrong with that. I personally want to marry a rich man, so
I know.
I mean, I guess that's a little manipulative of me because I want to be set for life, but then that's also like a pretty normal thing to do. What is not normal is trying to manipulate a girl into sleeping with you or trying to
That's actually normal.
use her for sexual favors for other people or trying to use her body like
No, that's normal. I mean, if you're a stripper, yeah. I mean, what do you think? Like, I'm going to you to use your body. I'm not paying you, I don't know the price. I'm not paying you $20 for a lap dance to get to know your personality. I'm not paying you $20 for a lap dance to talk about what's going on in this part of the world or who did you vote for or what's your favorite song or whatever. No, I'm here to use your body. So, whatever.
that's not normal.
Sure.
I think people should have connections with each other that are genuine, do what they want to do, and then live their lives or continue seeing each other. I don't think anything should be a strong manipulation of people. I'm going to tell you another story
Sure.
that happened to me recently.
Sure.
There's this Indian man who comes in.
Rapist. And he smells bad. Probably when he goes to the club, he shits in the corner. Oh God. That was racist. It's also true.
A lot. And I've seen him probably 3 times now. And he does the same process every single fucking time. He actually forgot who I was because I had my normal hair in and then I like put my long hair in. And I think I had told him off the last time I saw him. And then when I realized he forgot who I was, I just played him again and took his money.
So she complains about the guys who scam, but she scams. See, you notice a pattern here. She attracts what she really is. I know we've said this a million times, but we need to use her because like her whole channel is about giving advice, and it's horrible advice. Okay, everything she says just don't do. But she is the perfect life lesson. Okay, she's only wants money from men, so she acts like she likes them to get money from them. She does videos about how to get more money from men, and then she complains that men are using money to get to her. I mean, I'm like, what? It doesn't make sense. But anyway,
But this man, he's got several millions. He's about to die in 5 years. He's like 40 something. He has a heart disease. He's diabetic. He's blind in one eye. Ton of health problems, which also, if somebody's got a ton of health problems, they are not living their life right and you need to run. That is not an energy you want to be around. I mean, it's like understandable if somebody's older or if they have like a pre-existing condition, but for you to have like that many things wrong with you, you are the problem. And he showed me that, I think Sunday actually, because I saw him again.
okay.
But when he first approached me the first time, he immediately asked me to go to VIP. And in VIP, for my club, it's like $200 for a half hour. And
What do you guys do in VIP? That sounds like $200. I don't know. Like, if I'm giving a girl $200, and this is just at a strip club, I'm assuming there's some sex involved. like what's going on? Oh my god, this does not come off as a good lifestyle. It just doesn't.
in my club, you don't do any crazy stuff. Like,
Sure,
there's a little bit of touching, but there's nothing crazy.
a little bit of touching. That translates because you have to think about it. She doesn't want to like get her club in trouble. She's on YouTube, so a little bit of touching means like probably like she gets finger banged. Probably.
And
Notice she's having the PTSD flashbacks.
when somebody approaches you with that, you're immediately like, oh, this person has money. Like, I'm going to make money today. But the person, at least him, his tactic was, I'm going to dangle this money in front of her face so she comes over, and then I'm going to try to get her to do this other thing that I really want her to do. He didn't give a fuck about the VIP rooms. So I go over to him, and he does 10 dances. 10 dances, unfortunately for me, at my club is $100.
What? 10. I don't know the rules here, but $10 seems cheap for. I thought it was minimum 20, right? I don't know. I'm not a strip club person, but and then how long's a dance? Like, is a dance like a minute, or is it like the DJ plays a song, so it's like pour some sugar on me, like it's like some '80s hair metal song. I don't know, but that sounds cheap. That sounds cheap. I bet you she charges, or her price, like the club said your price is $10 a song or a dance, but I bet you there's other girls there where it's like $50. I'm sure.
At other places, it's $20 a dance, but for me, it's $10 a dance. I mean, I still get tipped. So it's like the money is not, what's the word, set. So 10 dances. And then he asked me to go back to his apartment. And he's telling me about all these previous girls that have gone back to his apartment. And he tells me, too, that he has a problem, that he, like, can't have sex because of the diabetes and then his heart disease and that his heart would stop.
And then he sold me magic beans.
or something. So he tells me that you can't have sex, and I know immediately that's a lie because there's no fucking way. There's no fucking way. But he wants me to go to his apartment for $1,500, and he says that it's just to hang out, that he
Oh,
just
hey.
gets lonely, and that we wouldn't do anything. The second time I see him, he approaches me with the same shit. One of my friends went.
Notice she didn't say if she went or not. I think she went, but she's going to pretend she didn't go. She went. And then she's going to probably tell a story. Let's see.
With him, and she said that he like tried to touch her a little bit, but
Okay, I think the friend is actually her, and she's pretending it's the friend.
she was only there for a couple hours. And I know he offered me more than he offers girls. I know he offered me $500 more than he offers other girls. But the second time was the same shit, like same spiel. And that was when he like forgot who it was. So I took another $100 from him. And then the third time I saw him, which was Sunday, he says to me, he was like, "Oh, I'm so tired. I fucked 3 bitches last night." And I was like, "Oh, but what about your heart?" And then he like tried to cover it up, and he was like, "No, like it was oral sex."
Oh, God.
Because I knew. And 2, when I was in the club, he pointed out every girl to me that he had gotten to come back to his apartment with him. And I love money, but I'm not going to do that because, one,
I don't believe you.
that might be good for like a little one hit, $1,500 for a one hit, but then there's no guarantee that I would make it out alive. There's no guarantee that you would not rape me, especially a man like that.
Oh, yeah. He's Indian. I mean, come on. Right? They shit on the street. They fuck goats. I'll stop. You get the point.
So there's that, even though my friend was fine and other people are fine, which also that's like concerning for them. Like, why the fuck are y'all out here like that? Like, I didn't need to know that about you.
Because you guys are prostitutes. All of you are. If you're a dancer at a strip club, you're a prostitute. They go home with guys all the time, and you're acting. She's got to be trolling. It's got to be a troll job. Because she's doing shit.
Y'all, I didn't want to know that about y'all, and now I know, and now I just want to keep my distance. So,
Sure.
1, it's not safe.
Sure.
2, you know who the fuck he is.
Sure.
And then he's probably trying to get you on like a reoccurring schedule, which if that's you, I hope it's not. I hope that's just not good for anybody's mental health.
Mm-hmm, sure.
And then,
Because being a stripper is good for your mental health. Being treated like a sex object by a bunch of random strangers, that's good for your mental health. Not being able to have a normal relationship because you work in the sex industry, yeah, that's good for your mental health. This girl's an idiot.
he's gonna want more each time. Like, it's never just gonna be, oh, I'm just like gonna walk over and be in his company and he's just gonna touch me a little and then I'm going home. It's never gonna be that.
Because you've done it before so many times and you know the deal. It's okay.
But yeah, that was his tactic at the very beginning. Dangle the money that he wasn't going to spend and then act like he had all these problems, and then act like he wasn't a threat when he was a threat the whole time. But he was a brute. He didn't even try to charm me. He didn't give a shit about me.
Because you're a whore.
Oh, and the last thing about them, they will always act like they are better than you.
They are. Slightly. But they are. Because at least they're not on stage shaking their ass and going home with random guys.
Like, usually it'll be the money portion or the business portion or whatever. It's usually the money and that they have businesses and whatever. Because you're going to be, as the woman, at least for my target audience, as the woman, you're going to be young. You're going to be in need of money, education, like whatever. So they're going to like target your weak points and then... Sorry about that. My camera just, like, overheated. That's never happened to me before.
It was probably too close to your vagina.
But yeah, just the overall look out for people being overly superior, aggressive. Like if you just kind of sense this undertone of them, there just being a lot there that you don't know. Avoid, avoid, because they will use you and then leave you. And
But isn't that what you do as part of your job? Because I've heard her talk. We've seen her videos where she considers a lot of the times what she's doing is using men, and then like well, I guess she leaves them in the club. So she's complaining about men doing the same thing that she does. It just doesn't make sense. None of this makes sense.
there are ways that you can get money out of them, and if that's what you want to do, you need to do it in a way that they still like you after, because you don't want somebody like that coming after you.
Manipulative bitch.
So yeah, that is how to identify a predator.
It's you. It's you. Yeah. So another golden video by Ask Anna. She is the perfect example of what not to be if you're a young lady. Okay? If you're a young man, if you're a man, avoid women like this. Avoid strip clubs. Avoid sex workers. Do not participate in any of it. Okay? If you want a decent woman, you're not going to find her in a strip club, and you're not going to find her on a dating app. You're probably not going to find her at a bar or dance club. You're going to find her through maybe a friend of a coworker, a friend of a friend of a family member. Like, it's going to be through a normal social interaction, Go to the park, go get some coffee, do something normal. If you want to find a normal woman, a normal man, do something normal. Okay? Normal people do normal things. It's that simple. Normal people do normal things. If you want to find someone normal, do normal things. Anyway, I've said enough. You guys have a good one. Talk to you later. Peace out.